episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Sean. And happy almost New Year.
Yeah.
We are almost out of 2021, and we'll be getting into 2022, and time has no meaning.
It has no meaning, and I have no hope. But just as an FYI, I have a little bit of a cold. I don't believe it is the vid, though I did get a test. We're waiting for the results.
Yeah.
But Sean was sick last week. We got tested then. It was not the vid. I just assume I have his cold.
Yeah.
But we got retested.
It's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah.
With,
so if I sound a little off, that's why.
You sound a lot better than you did before.
Yeah, I've just been really congested. Other than that, I feel fine.
Yeah. No, it was you were rough before, but I think you're sounding a little bit better today.
Yeah, hopefully.
And yeah, it sucks because I didn't want to be sick because it's my time off.
Yeah.
You know,
same.
Although we've gotten some stuff done.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
Well, we have. Yeah, we put the tree down, took the decorations in, put some stuff up in the attic.
I sorted out my room a little bit, made some space for some more figures and stuff like that. So I think
I recocked the tub.
Very, very important.
Very, very exciting shit going on over here.
But I hope you all had a good Christmas. It feels like it's just Thanksgiving because, again, time has no meaning.
It has no meaning.
But I hope you guys had a good Christmas. You know, got a bunch of cool shit. If you guys celebrate, if that's the thing you guys do, you know, hopefully you guys had a good time.
Did you get any cool shit?
I did. I got some nice shirts. And I also got some books, some video game books, some wrestling books.
Yeah, didn't I get you something on shoot 'em ups or whatever?
Shoot 'em ups, yeah. It's actually what I'm really enjoying because it's funny reading about video games instead of just watching a video about video games because that's usually what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I just enjoy having this book about shoot 'em ups and it's about stuff that I didn't know, you know, and so it's nice to be going through that. And I also got a bunch of cool stuff from my wonderful wife, including a...
He means the other one.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh. So I got some studio lights. Well, I mean, so here's the thing. So I've been wanting to work on videos for my action figures and just stuff in general. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I do those on YouTube and usually it's just me sitting in front of a camera and it's
with no light.
With poor lighting and I just look stupid. And, you know, and it's some videos out there that I watch are much more glamorous. You know, are much more just obviously they're much better. They look better.
Yeah. And,
you know, people do these things and they probably do it with minimal, you know, equipment.
Sure.
They don't do it with a ton of stuff. And it still looks pretty good. And I could do that with iPad or with iMovie.
Yep.
That's what I usually use. And I do the bare minimum, but I figured I could do a bit more. And I'm going to do that with some of the stuff that you got me.
Yes.
With I got like myself a nice like light box, I think it was.
Yep. You got a ring light.
Yeah,
you got a box thing for your action figures. You got a rotating thing for your action figures. I don't know, all sorts of fun shit.
Yeah. So, you know, I got like a stand for my phone. So I can take pictures or videos. So that's cool. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know, start with that. Hopefully we'll see some results from that. Mm-hmm. But that's something I should be doing this year, you know, just kind of expanding some creative muscles. You know, I think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
In 2022 as we continue to deal with the global bastard and so that was really cool. Did you get anything good?
I got some cool shit. I you got me a beautiful necklace, which is very nice. But my sister got me Yoshi's Crafted World.
Okay.
For Nintendo Switch. So I've been playing that. It's very cute. Also very annoying.
Yeah, I can see that.
I am fighting this game, but I've got that. So it was nice. I got a Batman comic that I told Sean to buy me.
Yes.
I read it.
How is it?
It's okay.
Was it Batman the Audio Adventures?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say about it. It's fine.
Good. Well, hey, speaking of Batman,
Oh, yes.
there was a new trailer, which was weird because I saw it and I thought the way that they labeled it was like Batman, the Bat, and the Cat, and I thought it was just like a featurette.
Yeah, literally, I'm like, oh, it's a new trailer. And Sean's just like, oh, well, that's for you. And I was like, yeah, you want to watch it? He's like, no. And I was like, what the hell?
Well, I didn't realize it was a new trailer.
That's what I told you was a new trailer.
Well, yeah, once I figured that, once you informed me of that, but I thought it was just like a featurette or something where it's like, here, this is Robert Pattinson. He's in the movie, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't really see my need to watch that. But turns out they released a new trailer and it's got a bit more going on with Batman and Catwoman.
More Robert Pattinson's really terrible hair.
That hair.
It's awful. It's awful. Is that his hair or is that a wig? What's going on there?
I feel like that's his hair, but they should have
just cut it
or made a choice. Like, I mean,
slick it back. Do fucking something. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
It's really distracting.
I'm just like, this is bad hair.
Yeah. I mean, I
floppy haired emo boy.
Yeah. I find it to be distracting.
It's
for Bruce Wayne.
It's not a Batman hairstyle.
No.
It's really not.
Yeah. I mean, not even like an exaggerated anime haircut, probably like, I don't think you would have. I mean, I'm trying to think of if I've seen any of the Batman anime stuff.
I'm just trying to think where it's just like, I'm a multi-million-dollar production. We're just going to let that man walk around looking like that.
You would think that they would have something to say.
I would.
Yeah. You think that given all the makeup and all the stuff they're doing with Colin Farrell to play Penguin, you think they would spend a couple bucks to give Bruce Wayne a haircut. So, yeah, we'll see how it turns out though. It's one of those things where I know this movie's coming out, but it's been feels like it's been so long. Granted, the pandemic doesn't help because it kind of pushes everything out.
Yeah.
And so it feels like everything's like just hearing about it or just hearing like the teasers about it.
Right. You're like, didn't that already come out?
Yeah.
But no, it did not because we live in a pandemic, which is a nightmare.
So we're coming, we're coming up on the release, which is March.
Yeah.
I believe. I think it's March or April.
I want to say it's like April 4th or something.
Okay. Yeah. It's like it's either the first week it's April 4th or it's sometime in March. But so there's that.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the cat? I mean, you being the preeminent Batman Catwoman expert on the show.
I'm actually really, Batman and Catwoman was like my shit forever. Like, it's definitely, they were my ship.
Yeah.
Before I even knew what ships were. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very, very excited to see it. And I actually thought it was good. Like the little interactions they had. It's, it to me, at least from what I've seen so far, it's very true to the comics. It's very true to who they are as characters. So I'm very excited. I'm not in love with this cowl on Batman. It's a little bubbly for me. Looks a little bit too much like a helmet.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's okay. It will be what it is. And I'm excited for it. I thought it was a good trailer. So yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's a new Batman movie. We should be getting excited. I feel like people aren't talking about it.
Well, I think it's just because it's so far out.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. We'll see how the buzz feels when we get closer to release date.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we should all be like, holy shit, a new Batman movie. Like we're like it's not like an extension of like the Justice League universe too, or at least we don't know. We don't know how they're going to play this.
Well, I mean, it's not going to fit into Zack Snyder's thing.
No, it shouldn't. No,
totally different Batman.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of shit they try to pull with this, because then it's like you have Batman,
the Penguin.
No, I'm trying to think of the movies.
Oh, I thought you meant who was going to be in the movie.
Well, as far as the movie goes, I think it's Penguin, Catwoman, I guess Riddler.
Riddler's going to be in it.
So
I hope this is not another one of those like way overstuffed, too many fucking villains things.
Yeah, it's good. It might be a bit too much, but okay. As far as the movies go, I'm just doing off the top of my head. I mean, I could look it up, but I didn't. Batman, and then I think it does Black Adam come out next year too?
I think it's supposed to.
I think it's supposed to. I mean, it has to be because Rock's been talking about it for fucking ever.
Again, pandemic. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen?
True. And then the Flash, apparently, you get like little reminders that it exists.
Oh yeah, I still don't think the Flash exists.
I don't think. Yeah, I
don't
think it's real.
There was like a trailer for it. I still don't believe it.
I don't think it's real.
No,
it's not going to happen, guys.
No.
Apparently, Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman, 1994, whatever.
Oh, is there another Wonder Woman?
I don't know. Isn't there another Wonder Woman?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember hearing about any other Wonder Woman.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, I don't know if those
movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they felt after the last one.
Oh, after they got like rightly dragged after having Wonder Woman like literally use a man's body for sex.
Give me the D's.
It's okay, Steve. We can totally use this man whose soul we've shoved aside so we can fuck.
Remember we did 2 hours talking about that movie?
And I'm still not okay with it. I'm still not okay with it. Yeah, I watched that movie twice before we did it.
That's
and
right.
I'm still not okay with it.
Yeah.
It came out literally like a year ago.
Oh God, it feels like it's been forever.
It really does. It really does.
I don't know, but I know from what I understand, she's getting a game.
Okay.
She's gonna get like a game like they're doing like the Suicide Squad
okay.
kind of thing. Like they're gonna have, I think probably, I don't know. I just saw like a trailer for it. You know,
great.
You're gonna have a thing where you can do Grand Theft Themyscira or some shit. And I think I'll just talk about it real quick. The Matrix Resurrections.
Yes, we saw it.
Well, we also watched all the movies.
All of them. Because here's the thing. When they were like, here's this new movie, it's going to come out on HBO Max, I was like, great, especially because I don't feel well, so I don't have to go anywhere. But I was just like, how the fuck did Neo get back in the Matrix? And I was like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then as we're watching these movies, it dawned on me that I never saw the third one. However, really wouldn't have explained anything.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Because he sort of died at the end of that third one.
He died, but then the machines apparently
resurrected him or
grabbed
something.
him in Trinity and were like, "Hey, don't live, go back in the Matrix," you know. And then that's where they end up. It's kind of like this new movie without being too spoilery.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a rehash of the first movie in a lot of ways, to the point where they're showing footage.
Yeah, they actually did, and you had a really good point there. There was this one scene where like Neo they take him to like a stage.
It's like a movie. Yeah,
it's like a theater. It's like community theater, and like on the backdrop, they're playing the scene from the original Matrix where he like takes the pill for the first time, and you're like, this is like a music video for the movie. And I was like, it 100% is. That's exactly what it feels like.
It's a music video for a song
that's in the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah. So the band's playing on the stage while the movie plays behind them.
All for love, all for love. You know,
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Bryan Adams is out there.
Oh yes,
that rock set.
Shit, who was on that song? All for One. It was Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart,
and Rod Stewart
and Sting. It was all three of them. I
Your
remember
mom's
that.
favorite bands.
I remember that video because I watched it all the time. I loved that song.
That was like kind of like when that song came out.
Yeah,
that movie came out. I feel like it was Three Musketeers.
Yep.
And that was like, and even that cast, like, because it was like Charlie Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland and something. It was kind of like the last hurrah for like dudes.
All those guys.
Yeah. It was kind of like, hey man, we're gonna give it one more try, and then they just kind of not that they're obscure now.
No,
but you know they're not. It isn't like it was when you were. It was kind of like a last hurrah for like 80s dudes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I found that to be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, and then that's in the movie, and because they tried, because they were saying that it's a video game, and they're playing. They're saying that. So, I'll spoil this, just FYI. So, spoiler on this part. Neo is back in the Matrix, and the role he plays is he's back as Mr. Anderson. You know, Thomas Anderson.
Yep.
And his response, his role is that he created a game based on his experiences in the Matrix, and that it's kind of like a I don't want to say it's like an MMO or some sort of immersive game, And he created this, and he's continuing to work on it, or he's or updating it, and then they want to redo it, or they want to bring it back.
Like, do another one. Here's what I didn't understand about that, because he was just like, he's so miserable. And he's like, obviously, like, the Matrix isn't real. I just created it as a game, blah, 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 blah. But he's so miserable. And I'm like, wait a second. If he's the video game designer who created the Matrix, why does he have to work at all?
Yeah.
Like, he should be so fucking loaded, he doesn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, he's in his office just having a meltdown or something like that.
He's just looking sad. I mean, he's just basically all of us in 2021, just sadly staring out a window, sitting in a tub, just looking sad and crying. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of how all of us are right now.
Yeah, he's
it's all of us.
He wanted to, so he made this game, and so later when like this new crew is telling him about this game, and they're like telling him, hey, this is the game. No, it's the movie they're playing. The movie is not the game.
Wait, what?
Because they're showing the movie on that screen.
Yeah, but that's to show him that like what happened was real.
But are they trying? But I felt like they were trying to explain that this is the game footage.
I didn't think it was game footage. I thought it was like, hey, we're going to show you these like moments from this thing that you remember, so you were like comfortable with it.
Okay.
Unless they're all cutscenes. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they look really good.
I was going to say they're like actual filmed cutscenes, but I don't.
They should have been like FMVs, like real choppy FMVs.
Yeah, I thought it was just like, hey, watch this stuff so you feel comfortable. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was, so he's back in the Matrix or whatever, and
sure.
Farts.
It was fine.
Yeah, no, I look, I appreciated it probably because I watched all the other movies back to back.
Yeah.
And I kind of just appreciated just having like the whole story. Not excluding like all the other other shit that you're supposed to watch or supposed to play the game, actual game.
Oh, I never played any of that stuff,
in order to fill yourself in, but but I didn't do any of that. But the movies, I was like, I was fine. It was good. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't really know what to say other than, I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't hate the sequels. To be honest, like the Reloaded and the Revolutions, I thought they were just good action movies.
I mean, they were fine. I just, especially that third one, I was just like, okay.
I mean, there's a lot of bullshit going on in there, but whatever. I mean, if this is the road we're going, great. It didn't bother me.
Right.
That is that. But I guess we'll take a break, come back, and we'll talk about our book for this week.
Howdy, Nicholas Prom here. I want to tell you all about my new show, Captain Freakout's Psychedelic Radio. It's a weekly block of mind-altering music from the 60s, 70s, and beyond. Tune in, turn on, and freak out wherever groovy podcasts are consumed. That's Captain Freakout's Psychedelic Radio, available on all podcasting platforms, except for Spotify.
All right, we're back here on Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is Adventure Comics number 450 from April 1977. Or technically April, I guess. So we've done this before.
What, this book?
Adventure Comics.
Oh, yes.
This comic is 2 issues before
the one that we ended up doing. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it took me a minute because I had to look up just to make sure we didn't do it. And,
no, I knew we didn't do it, but then I was like, oh, because I remember very clearly the one we did, because I did not expect us to talk about a dead baby.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. But we had to. and that is something you can listen to.
Yep.
I think it was all the way back in 2016.
Yeah, well, I remember us doing it at our kitchen table in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So,
that was that long ago.
Yeah.
So, this copy of Adventure Comics has seen better days.
Oh yes.
It looks like somebody took a bite out of where it says adventure.
Yeah.
And it's also somebody wrote on it with a pen.
Yay, my favorite.
Somebody went, yeah.
I really like that. I also really like when I get ones where like they write their name on it. It's like Jimmy or something.
Oh yeah, well Jimmy had comics.
Yeah, Jimmy had comics.
These were Jimmy's comics. So on the cover, Adventure Comics at the time was just, they kind of
catch all.
Yeah, they focused on like certain characters. So like they did the Spectre for a while. I'm trying to think of some other ones, but they obviously had Aquaman, and they throw a John Martian Manhunter story in here. We have on the cover here, it's Weather Wizard. He says, "Hail and farewell, hero and weather wizard." Weather Wizard is pointing at Aquaman with his wand. And ice is flying at Aquaman, and there's a bunch of ice freezing around him, as well as his Topo.
Yes, Topo, whose name I couldn't remember at first. I was like, "What's that octopus's name? Spanky?" That is not even close to correct.
That was actually a question when we.
It was
at the Comic-Con or WonderCon.
Maybe we did something where that was a question. I don't remember what.
We were there, and it was the one. It was like a DC trivia panel, and like Dan Didio was there.
Yeah.
And one of the questions was, "Hey, do you know Aquaman's octopus?"
Yeah, the name of it.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't asked that. I was asked something else.
You were asked something else, which I believe you knew.
I did. It was about Supergirl, about her being from Earth 2 or something like that. I got the question right, and I got a Batman squeaky toy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which I think I still have somewhere.
Yeah,
I think it's actually in our cat
it
toys.
It is. I gave it to the cat, which they're not impressed by.
So. No. Yeah. But Aquaman is he's being attacked by ice.
Yes, and like Mira is like laying on the beach.
Well, Mira is.
And she's out.
Well, she's out. She's bound, and Weather Wizard is grabbing her hair.
Yeah,
like her gigantic mane.
Yeah,
of hair, and just
dragging her off by her hair.
Dragging it off. It's very intense.
Yeah, this book is a little sexy.
Oh yeah.
They've got some suggestive stuff going on in this book.
Okay.
Including this cover.
Yeah, this cover. Yeah, I was gonna say this cover just looks kind of sexy,
Yeah.
Kind of, got Mira all bound and Aquaman.
Yeah, some bondage guys like
And they got the Weather Wizard who looks like Jeff Goldblum here.
The Weather Wizard to me is dressed like Donny Osmond.
Yeah. Like
how he used to appear on TV in his like matchy outfit with does he have like a V-neck going on? I can't really even tell.
No, he's just got like a tunic.
He just to me it's a very Donny Osmond look.
He's got a big flare out.
Yeah.
Though. That's his deal. So so that's going on the inside. It is the Watery War of the Weather Wizard.
Yes.
Which is an adorably complex title.
Alliterative name. So we start out here and we've got
Aquaman is being chased.
Yes.
It's a scene. It's one of those things where it's a scene from later in the book, and Aquaman is being
chased by lightning.
Chased by lightning, and Weather Wizard's like, it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you. You're fried fish, man."
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Serve him at McDonald's for Good Friday?
What would you think? It's like a fish fillet sandwich?
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna make fish fillets out of you, fish man. Fish man.
Make some fish tacos out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, delicious.
So
love a good fish taco.
Yeah. I like
should make some of those.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah. They're nice. There's a nice summer.
Yeah, I haven't made them in a while. I should obviously other people can make them better than I can, but I make an okay fish taco.
I think you do.
It's a decent one.
I agree.
Yeah.
So we have some dudes flying over. Apparently, it's the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. So they're like dudes in a plane, and they're flying, and it's like,
well, some of them they're talking to each other, and they're like, "Hey, yous believes in this Bermuda's triangles?"
Right. But we also have these narration boxes. It's like it's a winter, but it's lovely and it's warm and it's quiet. Predictable winter here in this Bermuda Triangle type of shit. And then all of a sudden this water spout comes out of nowhere and it grabs the plane and they go down.
Yeah, so this plane goes down. We never hear what happens to these pilots, by the way.
No, we have no idea.
There's 3 dudes and I think they're all dead.
We see the plane later, but we don't know what happened to the people.
Oh, yeah. No.
I assume they all died horribly. They all drowned.
They all drowned to death or they were all turned into weather by the weather wizard.
Does he turn you into weather? I thought he just
maybe.
made weather happen to you.
Does he put miniature lightning clouds over their heads and
You know
then
what?
zap them?
We could use some fucking weather wizard. Do you think he can let me borrow his wand? Because it's dry as shit here.
Yeah, I
Really wouldn't mind some fucking snow.
Yeah, that'd be nice. This is something where I didn't realize he had this, but apparently Aquaman has his own little like aqua cave.
Yeah, they call it the Fabulous Aqua Cave or something.
The Fabulous Aqua Cave.
And he's in the cave and he's there with his wife.
And he's got computers.
It's got like screens and shit. I wasn't aware
Gigantic machines.
was not aware he had basically like the Aquaman version of the Bat Cave underwater. Did not know this was a thing, but he has it and he's there with Mara and Topo's there like playing with the baby. And this is where I was like, oh, that baby's going to die in a couple issues.
I was like, yeah, because they eventually
I was like, you're not long for this world, kid. Sorry.
Eventually they leave and Mira's like, Topo, take care of that baby. And I was like, oh well,
for now.
Yeah, Mira's like, make sure he lives for at least three more issues.
Because that's about all he's got left.
two more issues and he's dead.
That's all he's got left. This poor fucking baby.
Aquaman's talking to.
I can't believe they fucking killed this baby. I still can't get over the fact they killed this fucking baby.
You know, sometimes people in comics have to die.
Yeah, but a baby? You couldn't get away with killing a baby now?
I mean, I'm certain they do in comics. We just don't know.
Like, I'm talking like Big Two.
Yeah.
It's not like a fucking DC Black Label.
That's true. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's probably happened at some point.
No, maybe.
But I think that for 1977... In panel.
Usually it's just like, and then like somebody's really sad because they lost a baby or whatever. They're going to tell you a story about it, but you're not going to see it get killed in panel.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme for 1977 in Adventure Comics, nonetheless. In a not even like his own series,
right?
Like it's just like he's just there. You know, Aquaman's just borrowing the Adventure Comics for a minute, and R.I.P. his baby. You know, which is pretty harsh considering. Just happens. It just happens. You know, that is. I mean, people die all the time in comics.
Yes,
but it is pretty extreme. Aquaman's talking to the government, I assume.
Who else did you talk to?
I didn't. I wrote down. Does Aquaman have a secret government operation going? Why would he give a shit? Because I mean, you know, he hangs out in Atlantis and he deals with Atlantis shit.
Well, he's like the ruler of his own little country thing. Like
I thought it was a continent.
Well, it's under the sea,
but it's pretty big.
Yeah, but regardless, it still has its own government. Like, Australia is a continent, but it's a country.
Right.
Right? So it's the same thing.
I guess so.
So, yeah. But I'm just like, why...
Why would he care?
Why does he care? Basically, like, I don't know. Maybe he has good relations with whoever. I'm assuming America.
Maybe he's picking up some ducats. He's getting paid.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe he's like, you know, I could do some side government work.
Sure.
Get a few free passes to the Smithsonian every now and then.
I was gonna say, what do you think the tax situation is like down there on in Atlantis?
No, he doesn't get. There's no taxes. Aquaman gets paid in briefcase money.
What? It's just like money that comes in a briefcase?
Yes. They have a little submarine does knock on his door, and he comes out.
It just leaves a briefcase.
Instead of shooting a torpedo, shoots a briefcase full of money.
Does he work for the mob? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's under the table.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
He's making that secret money.
I get you. Secret money.
So apparently there's this device called the vibrojector, which
is very funny.
It's very funny because
again, this book is kind of sexy.
I looked at it and I was reading it and I was like, are they saying vibrator?
It's a vibrator.
So I guess this device is something.
It's slow. So it's like somehow, and I'm like, okay, so how does this device work? Because it's like this machine that if somebody's having a heart attack, you point it at them and it slows their heart down so they don't die.
Yeah.
But I'm just like.
It's a prototype though. So that's the intention, but they're going to work on it.
So does everybody just have to have one of these in their home on the off chance somebody has a heart attack?
Yeah. But I'm saying, maybe after a big dinner, and you're like, I think I'm going to die after that dinner. Oh, okay. I'm going to sit down in front of this.
But what if
gimmick.
What if your heart's beating normally? Will it just stop your heart.
Well, you don't use it if your heart's beating normally.
But if you have a big dinner and just like, I'm going to sit in front of this machine on the off chance I have a heart attack, as your example was.
Okay. Well, my example was that's why they're working on it. They probably tested it.
I see.
You know,
well, that's what I mean. But like, do you just like carry it around with you? Like, it looks rather large.
It is. It's
also, it kind of sucks that it vibrates slowly.
I wrote.
Usually want it to go the other way.
I wrote. Yeah, because I did.
A little bit of speed.
Vibro. What?
I said, you just want a little bit of speed. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Vibro director is missing. I thought it was, I put, thought it was sexy. Is it a Sibian?
Yes. Yes. They are basically making a Sibian.
The government is like, we lost our Sibian in the ocean.
Fuck.
Aquaman better find it.
What are all those cam girls going to ride now?
The cam girl industry in 1977 is defeated. Even though back then we were using tube televisions and movie projectors. That's what they had to use.
They just have to fuck what's-his-face with the big old schlong.
John Holmes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was John Holmes who's behind this.
They were trying to replace John Holmes.
Well, yeah, John Holmes got into some shit.
Yeah, he did.
He got some shit. So, maybe they're like, you know what? He's too dangerous of a porn star.
Do you believe he's dead?
He's very dead.
Oh, he's very dead.
Us, the U.S. government, regulating porn in 1977.
Yes. They cared.
By creating our own sex toys. Top secret sex toys that we lose in the Bermuda Triangle.
Maybe that was Reagan's original intention, that he was like, we don't want anybody to know that my wife was the throat goat.
Well, he wasn't. This is 1977. He wasn't in office yet.
He was coming to office. That was his intention.
Oh well, he's still governor of California, so
right.
Maybe he had a piece of that.
Exactly. He was like, we got to regulate this industry so nobody talks about the fact that my wife sucked so many dicks. Just fucking hoovered them.
We got.
Just. And there is nothing wrong. Let me just put this out there. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sucking as many dicks as you possibly can. There is absolutely something wrong with Nancy Reagan pretending she was a really good person and a very, like the paragon of virtue when she was actually just hoovering those dicks.
Was she hoovering the dicks while she was in as a
no, previous.
Yeah, so she was wilding back in her days.
Yeah, but then she was like fucking like being
just say no.
Yeah, being all judgmental and shit, and then she let a whole fucking generation of gay men die. Fuck that woman. Anyway, again, I'm not shaming anybody for sucking those dicks.
Yeah,
suck as many dicks as you want. No shame. Just putting that out there.
That's right.
Okay. I'm shaming the hypocrisy.
We're getting all this out before the.
I just want to make sure I'm clear about what shame I'm directing.
Yeah, we're letting it all hang out this before the year ends here. So
don't we always?
Yeah,
that's what this show is.
The show is just hanging out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so actually, this is the first time this happens. So
dick sucking.
Yes. just like Aquaman gets this call from the government. He's like, "Can you help us find this thing?" Which he hangs up on the guy.
Yeah.
Hangs up on the guy for some reason, and then Mira just blows him. No.
Better comic.
That's just the comic. That's just the story, and the rest of it has to be the Martian Manhunter story.
Sweet.
It's just like the end blow.
The end blow.
My God.
What is this show?
Anyways, so he hangs up on this dude because the dude's like, "Hey, you think you can help us?" And Aquaman's like, "Click."
Right.
And this is the first time where Mira goes, "Husband."
It's weird that she calls him husband. I'm assuming that's just kind of their thing. But
well, it happens again later.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm assuming that's kind of their thing. It's not. I don't know. I just think it's weird. Anyway,
I was gonna say, is she a Pokemon that just says husband?
Oh, she's just a Pokemon.
Husband.
I always thought it was so cute when Pikachu would get angry, upset, and he'd be Pika. He was like, sad.
Pika.
Sad.
Yeah. The husband, the Pokemon husband is not as adorable.
No.
Because it's just a dude.
It's just a guy.
It's like, husband, I choose you. And it's just a guy like, hey.
He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm a husband.
I'm going to fight this Squirtle.
Just like a regular dude. Hey, it's me, husband.
So anyway, okay, so they take off and they find themselves in the middle of the Atlantic, and there's an air pocket, and they go inside, and it's Water Wizard. And they have the NATO plane. It's a NATO plane. That's what it was. We got to mention that.
Yes.
It's a world government thing. So yeah. So it's actually so he's getting paid in like euros.
Yeah.
Maybe. So let's give him that credit. It's not the U.S. government. Maybe not. I don't know. yeah, he's there. The weather wizard's there, and
Wouldn't it be Swiss francs? Isn't that like the world?
Euros, francs.
No, euro is for like the European Union. But I always thought like if you really want to be like serious using currency, you're using fucking Swiss francs.
Okay.
Or like gold bullion or some shit.
Gold. He's getting paid in gold bars.
Yeah, he is. He's getting paid in oh god, there's it's like bearer bonds. Cuz those are like the shit. Like everybody recognizes a bearer bond, right?
Do they?
Yeah, isn't that the whole thing?
you
Like,
pay for-
isn't there like a whole shit ton of movies everyone's like, "Oh fuck, they're going for the bearer bonds."
There was a period where I once used traveler checks.
You had a traveler's check?
Yeah, because I didn't.
What?
Because it was the first time I went to New York.
Well, this was like early
2000, and I think it was like my parents. I was still like young, even though I was like 18. I used probably about my parents' discretion or suggestion that I should get traveler's checks so that I can not carry around a lot of cash, even though I didn't really have access to cash because it was like in my parents or something. I don't know.
Huh.
So that's the thing. I remember going to the Virgin Mega Store and paying for things in traveler checks.
I've never had a traveler's check.
Yeah, because you're
I
a
don't
normal
even
person.
think they have them anymore. Do they have them now?
They might for like older people.
Maybe.
Or it might. I mean, it's for anybody, but I'm certain there are people that are probably like, I don't trust banks. I'll give
Well, I mean, it's kind of
Carl
like
Malden my money.
now it's just like your debit card kind of just like works everywhere. You know?
Well, right. Yeah, usually that's how it goes. But
Yeah, so you're just like, I'm just going to use my debit card when I go wherever.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like that time when like I went to Harvard for that summer, did that like summer semester. I saved up all this fucking money. And before I left, I signed, I don't know, 10, 12 checks for my mom. And I was like, pay my bills when they come in. Just let me know. I mean, this was what? 2004, 2005-ish. And I was like, pay my bills when they come in. Well, while I'm in Harvard for the summer, just pay them with my checks and just let me know so I can like, note it so I know how much money is in my bank account. Well, she never used my checks to pay my bills and like paid my bills out of her account, which was very nice, but I didn't ask her to do that. And then when Christmas came around, she was like, I paid your bills during the summer. So that was your Christmas present. I was like, but what? I told you to pay with my checks that I left you, that I signed.
That's not how Christmas works.
This is obviously before internet banking.
So Aquaman is rightfully confused because Weather Wizard is usually a Flash villain.
Yes.
He's one of the rogues of the Flash, and Aquaman's like, yo, bro, you like usually fight the Flash. What are you doing here? And
Well, it's because did we talk about how he stumbles into like the air pocket?
Yeah, he's in the air pocket now.
And then, okay, so he's in the air pocket, and there's where Weather Wizard is. That's where the plane is, but pilots, we don't see him.
Dead.
And he's like, I'm actually looking for the Flash. Like, this is me. I'm going to steal this thing, the Vibro Sibian,
Yeah.
and I'm going to shoot it at the Flash because it's going to if it makes people's hearts slow down, then it's going to make the Flash slow down enough so I can kill him.
Yes.
That's the whole idea.
That is the conceit behind his plan here.
And Aquaman's like, well, you're not going to get to do that because I'm going to fight you.
You'd think he would, Weather Wizard would
Get out of the water.
have a better plan
Then
to
stand in the water.
Like, I understand what he's doing and it makes sense, like why he needs this joint.
Sure.
But you'd think he wouldn't just be standing in the water with a pocket of air. Like, you'd think that
He basically Moses to like a fucking hole in the sea.
yeah, but then he has to figure out. But then eventually he finds his way onto shore and he loads this thing into like a helicopter. I'm like, well, didn't you maybe want to like
Do that first.
crash or something? Do something else, like get that thing out, or maybe just Aquaman caught him in the middle of his plan. But it just seems like he was just
It just seems like
farting around.
It just seems like a rather complicated way to go about this when there probably would have been a better way.
yeah.
Like you probably could have like frozen something and then like loaded the thing.
He
into
freezes
you.
things.
Yeah, like froze the plane in midair and like whatever. Like there was a bunch of stuff that didn't involve him ending up on the bottom of the sea.
Under the sea.
And so he's like, all right, well, you're not going to fight me because I'm going to throw golf ball sized hail at you.
Well, before he does that, he goes through. Speaking of complex, he goes this incredibly complex way to say hail to the chief.
Oh, yes.
Because he goes, okay, because Aquaman's like, I'm going to fight you. And he's like,
dumb.
okay, you asked for it. Though it's a shame you aren't head man in Atlantis anymore. This be a perfect time for a few courses of hail to the chief. And I'm
Puns,
like, bro,
jokes.
You could just shot him with hail. You didn't have to make a whole reach for that.
Well, that's what they did back then.
Of course. So, yeah.
He throws golf ball size hail at Aquaman, and somehow Aquaman is not immediately like
unconscious
because, man, do you know what golf ball size hail does?
Well, imagine golf balls hitting you in the head.
Yeah, I mean, they like dent cars and shit.
Yeah.
My mom freaks out about hail, as we know.
I guess you should. I mean, I'm not used to hail.
No, it hails out here. But there was a time when I was a kid that we had this really bad hailstorm with golf ball size hail, and literally so many cars were damaged. It looks like somebody took a fucking ball peen hammer to every car I saw.
Yeah, yeah.
And just fucking hammered a bunch of fucking holes in them. That shit's serious.
Aquaman uses
Fish,
of
which
course.
should die.
He shoots. Yeah,
he just sentenced a bunch of fish to death.
He shoots out a bunch of fish out of this spout, and he uses them to like shield him. And he's like, "Well, they ain't gonna be hurt because they're going so fast."
Yeah.
And I'm
they will be hurt. They will die.
No, we'll probably hurt.
Yeah,
poor fishies.
It hurts cars, dude. It's gonna kill some fish.
And this is where Weather Wizard shoots him with the joint.
Oh yeah, well he shoots it backwards, like into like through the water wall.
Yeah.
And that's because Mira's been waiting on the other side because her husband told her to. And she's like, oh no, husband, well, I'm going to go get that weather guy. So she goes through, and Weather Wizard's like, I'm tired of being Moses, and just like
crashes
all the water down on her, which takes her out.
Then we have some interlude here. We have a few instances here where Aqualad and Aquagirl dealing with this guy, McCann, who says that whoever Aqualad's family is or whatever, or somebody, because Aqualad has purple eyes.
Yes.
And this guy is like, hey, you got purple eyes and your people like stole my son from me.
Yes.
So I need you to help me get him back. And then Aqualad karate chops him, and that's all
they're
we know
fighting because he's like, no, it's just a genetic mutation, not a racial thing.
I'm a mutant.
Yeah.
So that goes on, and we're back with Aquaman, and he summons a bunch of fish, take Mira back, and then he goes off to a beach and uses, I think it's
Topo.
I don't know if it's, well, Topo should be with Aquababy.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's another.
Well, see, this is Topo not doing his fucking job. That's why that fucking baby died.
Oh, yeah.
So it's probably Topo. It's totally Topo. It's just like, leave the baby alone.
This is where Water Wizard is loading this.
Water Whiz.
Water Wizard. That was a Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, when we were in Boston, there was some, I don't know, I think it was in Massachusetts. I don't think
it was. I think it was off of Route 1 or something.
It had to have been.
That's where everything's off of Route 1.
But it was just like this commercial to go to this water park called Water Whiz. And like every time we'd see it, it would just at the end it would go, Water Whiz.
It wasn't even that. It was like Water Whiz.
Just all these kids, Water Whiz.
Water Whiz. And it's like, I don't want to go there.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah. So,
wonder if it was like Action Park. I wonder how many people died there.
Oh yeah. Where's that documentary?
The Water Whiz documentary?
Yeah, give me that. Anyways, so Water Wizard or Weather Wizard is loading up his helicopter, and then he gets attacked. This is where Octopus grabs him, which is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Octopus just kind of moseying on up to shore, and Water Wizard retreats or reacts by freezing everything. Mm-hmm. So he freezes this poor octopus, like kind of half out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know if it gets better. Like, does it? Because you don't see it like unfreeze.
Right. I don't know. I'm assuming it must get better, but it does not in this book.
Yeah. So, I mean, poor octopus here.
Topo.
We don't know if it's Topo.
It's Topo. He's neglected his child keeping duties.
All right. He's a bad babysitter.
He's a terrible babysitter.
This is where Weather Wizard yells, "Eat cold ice, fish man," and starts slinging icicles at him.
Right. And then, like, doesn't he start with the lightning?
Well, not yet, because Aquaman does. I don't know what he's doing here. Like, he looks like he's cartwheeling into like a kick.
I guess. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing either.
I also want to point out, so these shores, they're on like a beach. I assume like on a beach or like a whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the coloring of it looks off because it looks like flesh.
Yeah.
And you can see the grass sticking out, but it looks like little hair.
It's gross.
So it's kind of.
It looks like they're fighting on some dude's arm.
Yeah, they're fighting on
like a giant's arm.
Giant's arm.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Giant's like, what the fuck?
What is this? Earth 492? It's a giant. The whole planet is a giant.
Gross. Gross.
So yeah, this is when he starts up with the lightning weather wizard, and he starts shooting down lightning, and Aquaman is like, hey, he shot lightning down and it turned the sand into glass.
Yeah, he's like, so if I like can tip up the glass, I can deflect the lightning, and I can actually direct it to hit watered wizard.
Does lightning work like that?
I don't know. Lightning is weird. I know that.
It is weird, yes.
Yeah. So he like basically bounces it off and it hits Weather Wizard. Weather Wizard's down. And he's like, haha, win.
Yeah, and then and that's it.
That's
for,
it.
For Aquaman. And then we just jump back to Aqualad punching this dude, this McCann, and he's like, you're not going to the police because I punched you, so
yeah.
I guess I will team up with you to find out more about my heritage.
Yeah.
And I guess that is it. Or as I call this guy, Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
And that is it for the Aquaman story. Next issue, Return of the Justice League's oldest foe, and what happened to Aqualad. You'll find out in The Secret of the Sinister Abyss. Followed by The Death of Aqua Baby.
Oh, dear.
Go back and listen to our episode.
Yeah.
To find out more about what happened in that book. Sorry in advance. We are doing backup stories here.
Yes.
Manhunter from Mars, or Martian Manhunter.
Yep.
He is in Return to Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
We start off with a pin up here of Martian Manhunter having a fight with Aquagirl, or what's it, Supergirl.
Yeah.
So that is what we're doing here. And we find out what leads to this fight. So, and this is actually confusing.
This is very confusing. Also, there is a drawing in here in which Martian Manhunter looks like a penis.
Are you talking about this one right here?
Yeah, that one there, right there. Yes, at the very, very bottom left there, it looks like a dick.
Yeah, he looks like a...
I see it. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on in this book. It's very sexy. We got vibrators. We got bondage. We got dudes with like dicks. I don't know what's going on with this book.
It's a very sexy book.
It's a sexy book. Unintentionally sexy, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah. Adventure Comics, man. That's where it was at.
Yeah, somebody's really horny drawing this fucking book. They're like, it's a dick.
High-fiving each other in the office.
Yeah.
We're kind of flashing back here. And now this is what I'm trying to understand. The way that it's portrayed here is we know who Martian Manhunter is.
Yes.
But he's acting like he's never been to Earth.
Yeah, I was a little confused about this too, because it also is just like he's on Mars and like there's people fighting and he's like, oh, I gotta go.
Well, what happens is somebody shot his best friend.
Right. And so he's like, I gotta go get that person.
Yeah, which I want to point out, his best friend...
not a penis head.
Not a penis head, but he is a Martian with a white mustache and a white... what do you call that hair? Like the balding head, George Costanza or whatever.
Okay, like kind of like the horseshoe bald.
The horseshoe head.
Yeah, I got the horseshoe going.
And also some mighty eyebrows.
Oh, yes.
And he's a very hairy Martian.
Yeah, I wasn't aware they grew hair.
So, but this, I wrote down that he looks like on Sesame Street, you would have those dudes, kind of like your Bert and Ernie's, that are like...
You mean those two old dudes?
No, not those. No, that's Muppets.
Oh.
But they're Muppets.
Okay.
But they're not the old dudes. Not Bert and Ernie, but like you would have like other like humans that would, be puppets and they would interact with
like famous people who would be puppets?
No, like other like just characters, just like Grover's talking to somebody at he's like, hey,
and he like runs the
R?
store or whatever.
Yeah, not even that, not Mr. Hooper, like not like an actual human.
Oh, so like kind of that Muppet who's like blue and he has a mustache.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like he kind of reminds me of this
I got
dude.
you.
Like he's like a Muppet, like one of those Muppets with the mustaches, and he's like,
I get you.
Hey Telly, what are you doing? I'm looking at the letter J.
Right.
Whatever. So yeah. So I guess that was Martian Manhunter's best friend, and he was shot by Soul, SOL, and Martian Manhunter is like, Soul. That's the Earthlings' word for their son.
So therefore, I'm going to Earth.
So if you're going to Earth to revenge my buddy Rez,
And I'm like,
Rez.
Did they have a different like origin story for him?
Well, the origin story, what I thought was that there was a doctor or a scientist that opened up a portal to Mars, and John walked through. And the scientist died because he was really scared, and John just hung out on Earth and became John Jones.
Is that his current origin or that origin from this time?
Well, this is all the same timeline.
Well, didn't John also have like
This is before Crisis.
Yeah, okay.
So
because post-Crisis, doesn't he have another one where like there was like a war and like he's
Probably.
the last Martian and like he, everybody died because the white Martians were attacking and like that wasn't that his whole thing, and then he came to Earth.
Sure, I mean,
because he had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not as I should be more up to my John.
Yeah, I'd have to
Jones.
go back to see exactly what it was, but it wasn't just like, and I just walked on through.
That's what I thought. That's what I remember. I'd have to because the way they're making it here is like his friend got shot.
And then he was like, angry, going to Earth.
He's going angry. His friend, like the police or somebody that's there was like, hey, we need to like keep you from like exacting vengeance. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
And he punches the dude, and then he flies off in his ship, and another green Martian chases after him and shoots off some missiles. And this is where Supergirl hears this explosion. And so she goes to grab this debris that's falling, and she just flings it.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't give a shit. She's like, I think I see something.
There's also a very good Supergirl ass shot when she flings it. It's just like, look at this ass.
Yeah, it's for like old school panties or something.
Yeah.
It's one of those drawings.
Old school panties.
Yeah, like they would do those commercials for like women's panties in the 70s.
Well, like a Sears catalog?
Yeah, or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Again, sexy book.
I'm telling you. I told you this book is very sexy.
So she just because she assumes it's an alien. She sees something explode.
Yes.
Or she hears something explode, goes and just assumes it's an alien.
Yes.
And sees a figure in the distance and assumes that's an alien and just flings
stuff at it.
This door or whatever at it. And John, the way that it's drawn is like it just like falls through his arm. Or maybe it hits his arm.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It just, it wings him. And this is where they start fighting. They start with a punch. And,
she recognizes him. And she's like, wait a second. This is Martian Manhunter.
Right.
Who hangs out with the Justice League all the time. Like, I don't think he recognizes me. And I don't know what happened for John not to know what's happening here.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I try to...
Because he didn't get, like, hit in the head by that thing. I don't know, he lost his memory or something. I don't know. But he doesn't seem to realize this is Supergirl. So finally, like, Supergirl's like, John, it's me, or whatever.
Well, I want to point out she's fighting him, and he does sock her. Does a very, like, I guess it's kind of like a sexy drawing of her.
Oh, yeah, her crotch.
Yeah, just like her crotch.
There's a lot of butts and crotches on Supergirl.
We're not making this up. It's a sexy book.
It's a very sexy book.
Sometimes you get a sexy book.
Yeah, it's a horny book.
She's thinking like, of course, since she's Superman's cousin.
Right.
She's like thinking, it's like, man.
My cousin would know what to do.
My cousin. We have to remind people that he is my cousin.
Yeah.
So I have to think about him.
He's
every
based.
minute.
Superman literally is DC's Poochie.
Yes. Yeah. So
if he's not on screen, people need to be asking, where's Superman?
Right.
Yeah.
Supergirl, like, gets John to figure out, remember that.
Yeah. She's like, hey, it's me. And he's like,
allies.
He's like, oh, wait, you're right. I shouldn't be fighting you. And then all of a sudden there's like another ship flying towards them.
Well, this is the ship of that guy that is following him. That
Soul?
No. The Norcots.
The friend?
Yeah, the guy that he punched on on Mars when he found out his mustache friend died. And he was like, his friend is, and the mustache guy was like, soul. And he was like, okay, I got to go to Earth and kill somebody. And so he jetted off in a ship.
Okay.
But then this dude, Norcott,
I was confused as to who this person was. Okay.
This guy followed him, and he's the one that shot off those initial explosion.
Oh, okay.
And
okay,
exploded John's ship that he was on.
Maybe that. Okay. Okay.
And so now, and then him and Supergirl started fighting, and now
I'm up to speed.
Yeah, now this guy's catching up to him and shooting more missiles.
I was confused as to who this person was. Okay.
Yeah, and John's groggy from fighting Supergirl, and Supergirl's like, oh, I can't let those missiles hit Metropolis.
Yeah, and so she's like, I'm gonna take it with my body. And here's another like very sexy Supergirl just like taking a fucking missile to the tit.
Yeah, she takes a missile to the tit and she goes, oh, these firecrackers don't even sting.
Yeah, she's like, didn't even hurt.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it.
Well, because then her and John are talking. They're like, hey, do you want to chase after that dude that shot you? And John's like, nah, I got to go to Earth and like kill somebody.
Revenge, etc., etc. Vengeance.
I need to avenge my Muppet friend.
Avenge me.
Avenge me.
Yeah, or avenge him or whatever.
And that's it for Adventure Comics number 450 from April 1977. So we've read the issue after the next issue. Do you want to kind of bridge the gap here?
I probably would, just because I know that we're heading into dead baby territory.
Right.
And I don't remember exactly how that kid, because doesn't he get lost?
No, he gets captured by like Black Manta or something.
And I don't know
Black
how.
Manta,
probably because Topo's a shitty babysitter.
Uh-huh.
You shouldn't let octopi babysit your fucking kid.
That's not what they're meant for.
I mean, I realize that they're very smart and they have many arms, so you think, oh, great, they could do a lot of things. But they're just not really good babysitters.
Octopuses are meant. Octopi are meant for delicious appetizers and predicting football games.
Yes, and also escaping their cages at aquariums and eating all the other fish.
Oh shit!
Because they do that.
Nice.
They're very, very smart. I am waiting for the day they overthrow us.
I can't wait.
I welcome our new octopus overlords.
Yeah, I want the first talking octopus. I just want like an evolved. I just want it to be.
Do you know they have like 3 hearts?
Really?
Yeah, and like a bunch of brains and shit.
Ew.
Yeah, because they need to like control all their arms, so they have a bunch of brains.
Wow.
And their blood is like blue.
It'd be great if there was a zombie movie where people taught the zombies to eat octopuses because they have multiple brains.
They do. They have multiple brains and multiple hearts.
Yes.
And blue blood. And very smart.
What I would like
and
is
no bones
for the octopuses to take over and just.
They're kind of terrifying.
What happens is they've evolved into like bipedal humans.
Uh-huh.
So what's going to happen is an octopus is just going to walk out of the water it's just going to be like a human with an octopus head.
Oh, no.
And
so is it going to be like in Toy Story with that like weird like erector set baby with the head on it? Except it's an octopus?
Yes.
No, that's terrifying.
Yep, that's how it's going to happen.
Wait, is it holding a human head like I killed this? I'm holding this up for you to see, or does it
imagine
have it's just a Ken head with many legs?
No, I'm imagining it's an inverse of that.
Wait.
I'm imagining.
So you're imagining the bubbly part of the octopus on
and all the legs.
Regular legs?
I'm imagining a whole octopus on a human body.
Oh, like where the head should be?
Yes.
That's not as terrifying.
But that's I don't know, that's what I'm envisioning.
I see.
I'm basically envisioning like a Ken doll.
I see.
With an octopus for a head.
I see.
A whole octopus.
A whole one. They're really, really terrifying creatures.
Yeah, don't go in the ocean, guys.
No, never go in the ocean. Oh my God.
You know what you should do? Read Aquaman comics, and then that's how you get your ocean fix.
Exactly. You can look at the ocean.
Yeah.
You can go to the beach and you can look at it, but just do not go in the ocean.
Yeah, don't even go when you're at the beach. Don't go anywhere near the ocean because things come. I mean, if we watch Blood Beach, you know that the beach isn't even safe. You know what? Just don't go anywhere.
That's fair enough.
Just read comic books.
Yeah, stay home.
Stay home.
Smart.
So yeah, that's it for the show today. Thanks for listening. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Sean.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the show on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever, and email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
And please rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, where you can add stars now. And fuck me.
Is that the new podcatcher? Fuck me?
Yeah, yes. Sign up for Fuck Me today. No, I just had it. Overcast.
Ah.
That's another one that a lot of people use. And Fuck Me. That's a new one. If you're on Fuck Me, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
I actually like to know what the deal is there.
Yeah, with Fuck Me.
What's going on with this Fuck Me app? It's just like, apparently it's just for podcasts.
I thought this was so different when I downloaded it. It's apparently for podcasts.
I thought it was going to be like, hooking up and stuff.
That's what I thought.
Apparently I'm just downloading podcasts.
Getting ready to swipe on, on my hookups, and now I'm just listening to fucking podcasts.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for listening, folks. My YouTube, Angry Hero Sean, Angry Hero 79.
Yeah.
Check that out as well. So anyways, thanks for listening, folks. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Be safe. Talk to you again next time.
Bye.